Hey there, Jason. Let me check something out real quick here, Jason. I want to make sure that everybody else is aware that this is going on. I know Tyler's not going to be here today. I haven't heard from a couple other people today. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay. I haven't really heard from anybody else today, man. So it might just be you right now, which is a-okay. We could have a conversation right here. And I'm going to go ahead and start us up right here. All right. The big four health habits. All right. Today, we are talking about stacking the big four for long-term success. Why is this important? Man, if we can create these habits right now, we can walk in these for long-term uh, optimization of our health and long-term well-being in our health. I'm going to explain this a little bit. So, Jason, I'm going to ask you to jump on here for 1 second with me and just kind of recap a little bit how last week went for you in terms of the challenge. I kind of gave you guys a challenge last week to try to get 7 nights of sleep with 7+ hours per night. Now, I know for you, we're more so aiming for 6. So, how did that go last week? How did the sleep go?
I got a few days where I could get six in, and then Sundays I get more than eight,
Okay,
but definitely not every day of the week. But a few more than I normally would,
good.
and be conscious to try to go to bed by a certain time to get in at least at six.
Great, man. Good work. And how did that impact your energy, focus, and recovery? Did you notice a difference?
Definitely didn't wake up as tired for sure, right? I think it was less tired towards the end of the day. I think overall it was better.
Good.
Again, less work than I would have got done in the day because I called it a little earlier than I usually do. But
Sure.
I think, like you were saying, it's you find ways to get it done quicker, get things done in less time when you're kind of forced to do that. So I
Yes.
think overall it worked out pretty well.
Good, man. Good to hear that. Thank you for sharing, Jason. All right. So, introduction, we're going to talk about what this week is all about. We're bringing it all together. And this is the week 11, right? For you guys who have gone through this for 11 weeks now, where we are going to walk into moving from intentionality into automatic rhythm. This is where it's becoming actually a habit in our life. And you guys know at this point, success is not random, it's built every single day by going through this with your health. So, foundations for long term success, okay? You guys, we're going to just review it 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight and 10,000 steps and 1 gallon of water. This is sustainable, this is simple, and this is strategic. Okay, we're going to talk about the science. Why is this awesome to have implemented in your life up to this point, and why is it important to continue doing these habits for the rest of your life? Well, the science behind them is we have a decreased mortality rate. If you implement all of the big four, I guarantee that your mortality rate is going to be decreased. So, meaning you are going to extend your life and you're going to extend your energy in your life. You're going to also decrease your rates of preventable diseases, diabetes, heart disease, cardiorespiratory disease, obesity, and this accounts for roughly 48% of all deaths in the USA. You're going to decrease your rates of psychiatric disorders, depression, anxiety, chronic stress, hopelessness. It's unbelievable what these simple habits can actually do for you. You're going to increase your rates of happiness, fulfillment, hope, increased energy, productivity, strength, focus. You're even going to increase your earning potential. That's right. You have more likely to earn more money when you're actually following these big four health habits. And specifically, there's studies on sleep. It's so fascinating. You would think that this isn't the way that it is, but people who are consistently getting, I believe it's 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, they are actually on average earning more money than their counterparts who are getting less sleep per night. And it's just very fascinating to see that sleep actually makes you more productive in the workplace, and it probably makes you more creative as well. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys a bit today about how to actually build this out into a weekly routine. What can this look like weekly, and what can this look like daily so that we are planning to succeed? Because if we do not plan to succeed, then we plan to fail. If we fail to plan, we've planned to fail, I think is actually the quote for it. And it's true because if you don't have a plan, you are just operating out of randomness and you're just hoping that this stuff just happens, right? So the way that I suggest that you do this is on Sundays, have that be your recuperation day, right? Have that be the day where you actually go ahead for the week and you look, how I'm going to prep my meals. You could even cook your meals, some of your meals ahead of time. You could prep a big breakfast meal that you can just, heat up every day and eat. So it's super simple. And you can also just look ahead and go, what does it need to look like for me to get the amount of protein that I need through the days, right? Sundays. Also, maybe you sleep in a little bit. You can kind of look at your workouts through the week. You can kind of track progress. Hey, here's where I'm at now. This is kind of my goals. I kind of want to move in this direction. I'm going to need to get on my routine. And then also a daily routine. So what this is going to look like is you are planning for success by preparing the night before. So, okay, if you're going to prepare to do a walk in the morning, you want to get your gym clothes out. You want to get your coffee ready, your pre-workout ready, whatever you're going to have, right? You want to have that stuff ready so when you wake up, you can just get right into it. Another thing, right? You want to be putting that phone away at a certain time, and you want to be getting yourself in bed so that you are getting that 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night, right? Fill up your water bottle the night before. Fill up your water bottle, let it be full. Make your life simple because the more simple that you can make your life, the easier it is to make these habits and to keep them as habits through the rest of your life. Okay. So, our weekly challenge this week is to create a daily flow. Create a daily flow that allows you to hit all of the big four, right? Number one, we've talked about this in the past, the sleep wake time. This is probably the simplest one. You just decide, I am going to be sleeping or in bed by this time, and I'm going to be up at this time. Most of you guys have a time that you already have to wake up. So just minus 8 hours from that, and that's when you got to be in bed. Think about your water bottle, right? Create a daily flow with your water bottle that okay, first of all, it's going to be filled up every day when I wake up, full to the top, ready to go. I'm going to grab it, bring it with me. I also know how many I got to drink a day. I got to drink 3 of these a day. Simple. Let's get 3 of these. I'm going to have it with me all the time. Let's get 3 of them in. How about your meals? How about your protein? How much protein do I need in a day? And rather than just trying to just absolutely make all my meals for the day, why don't I plan ahead of time and just go, man, for the morning, I'm going to have some egg bake, right? Some egg bake with high protein egg bake. It's already baked, it's already made. All I got to do is heat it up. For lunch, I'm going to have some meat that I already know is already made, and all I got to do is heat it up. And then I'll have a protein shake after my workout. And then all I have left is dinner. And for dinner, I'll cook dinner and I'll make it with, some high protein meat and make it simple. Make it super simple, right? That's as simple as it gets because all you got to do is cook dinner at that point, right? And then how about steps, right? A couple different ways you could do this. If you work from home, you could do a walking desk kind of thing where you put a treadmill on the desk and you can walk and do your work at the same time. This also increases productivity because you have more blood flow to the brain. So that's really cool. You could also plan a morning walk. You could also plan a lunchtime walk, or you could plan an evening walk. But plan it out. Make sure, hey, I'm going to go and do a walk at this time. And that's going to give me a ton of steps by doing my walk. Okay. That's all I got for you guys today. Super simple. I also wanted to just explain this a little bit because I was thinking about this, and ultimately, the big four health habits, what we're doing with these is we are providing you an ultra clear, ultra simple plan that I guarantee if you follow these big four health habits and you implement them into your lives, this is going to lead to long-term well-being in your health. I was thinking about this yesterday and talking with my wife, and I was saying that it's funny because you guys know Dave Ramsey. He does very simple to follow plans that lead to long-term wealth. He says if you basically follow these principles, right, you are going to be wealthy long term. There's no getting around it. It doesn't need to be super complex. It doesn't need to be super crazy. It's actually incredibly simple, but it's all about actually implementing the simple stuff, right? And as a personal trainer, it's funny because I've learned that over the last 8 years of personal training people, it is literally this simple. It is as simple as doing this every day. Now, there's two kinds of categories of people that I tend to see as a personal trainer, and I think that probably Dave sees as a financial advisor and somebody who helps people with their wealth in the same way that I help people with their health. Category number one simply does not know that there is a plan that exists. So now that you guys know that this plan exists and you're being held accountable to follow it, you guys are no longer in category number one. But category number one, all that person needs is a simple plan that leads to long-term well-being in their health. And I've provided you that with the Big Four health habits. Now, category number two, this is the person that, as I'm personal training, they want to go with all of the gimmicks. They want to go with all of the new science, new technology, all the new ideas that come into the fitness world. They want to jump on keto. They want to jump on this new meal plan. They want to jump on this new workout routine. They want to do everything other than the simple things that actually produce results, right? They want to take the supplement that helps them lose the weight. They want to take the shot that helps them lose the weight. They want to take whatever it is that just does not make them do the simple. And I think about this in the same way when you listen to Dave Ramsey and people jump on there and they know all the strategies, they know all the gimmicks, they know all the shortcuts, they know all the stuff that they could be doing, and that they talk like they know everything that they could be doing. And man, it's they end up those are the people that they're broke just like the first people. Financially, they're not doing well even though they know all this stuff because they've overcomplicated it. That's my point is it's overcomplicated in your mind. So I'm trying to just give you the most simple solution that I know will lead to long-term health success if you follow it. So just lay down all the preconceived notions, right? You don't need to get on this certain protein. You don't need to get on this certain medication. You don't need to get on anything right now. Let's master the simple things. Let's master the simple things. If you master the simple things, that's all you need to do. And over time, after a couple of years, when you have this nailed down, okay, now we can really talk about some of the other more complex stuff that we can utilize to improve our health, maybe in a minor way. But what I don't want you guys to do is major in the minors, right? We want to major in the majors, and that's what the Big Four is all about, is we are majoring in the major movers of our health and our well-being. I hope that was helpful. Jason, do you have any questions?
I like that it's super simple. So simple is easy. So I'm a fan of keeping it simple.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And I know this was a little bit, this is week 11. I know you guys are not in week 11 right now. You guys are a lot newer to this, but it's a good thing to look forward to and say, yeah, right now it is taking a lot of effort, but eventually down the line, this is going to become automatic behavior. And I do think this could be a cool thing to implement for you as well, especially the uh, preparing the night before, right? Getting stuff just ready and prepared the night before. So I would challenge you, Jason, just to create a daily workflow that's just going to prepare you for success, right? The night before, you're filling up your water bottle, you're um, planning out that when you're going for the walk or the workout, right? Because you do the workouts in the morning. So I would still employ you to do that weekly challenge and to create a daily flow for that. What do you think about that?
No, I think it's helpful. I mean, I do that to some part, especially with the water. I need to drink so many by certain times of the day,
Yes.
breaking down what meals will have what amount of protein, because if not, it's not going to happen by the end of the day. So parts of it, I think I'm doing. The sleep has always been a challenge, but I think striving for 6, which is attainable, versus
Yeah,
8, which I feel like is just impossible,
I hear you.
didn't help. So 6 is a little more attainable. So I think I'll have a better job of getting that done more days in the week than I
Yes.
have in the past. But yeah, I think parts of it I'm kind of already doing, but definitely not all 4. A good plan each day. So something I can work on.
Nice, man. Well, good stuff, Jason. I appreciate you being here, man. We'll leave you with that, and I appreciate you guys for watching this. I'm excited to get into week 11 with you guys who are in with me week 11, and anyone else who's watching this. I'm glad I could share some of the big four with you. I appreciate you sharing as well, Jason.
Sounds good. Thanks, Eric.
All right, have a good weekend.
You too. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.